Stunnanti divyaistavaihi vedaih sangapadakramupaniषadair gayanti yam samaga dhyanavastita tadgatina manasa pashyanti yam yogino yasyantam naviduh surasuraganā devāya tasmai namaha. Meditation on the Gita. I salute the Shining One, whose praise is sung in diverse hymns by Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra and Maruts, whose glories are proclaimed by the birds in the verses and the chapters of the and proclaimed by the verses and chapters of the Vedas, whom the yogis see when their minds are absorbed in contemplation, and whose limit is not known by the host of gods or anyone else. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Gita is a very interesting and inspiring scripture. The infinite God descends as a human being and solve human problems. We have many problems. Physical problem, mental problem, intellectual problem, spiritual problem, political, social, so many problems. We sometimes cannot ascertain what is right, what is wrong. We get confused, indecisive. Arjuna had the same problem 3,000 years ago. The problem which we face, they also face the same problem. Duryodhana says, I know what is dharma, righteousness, but I have no inclination to practice it. I know what is adharma, bad things, but I cannot just stop doing it. My tendency forces me to do it. I am really helpless. Oh Lord, you sit in my heart and tell me what I am supposed to do. That is most of our problems. Sometimes we walk in darkness. The darkness is ignorance. And it is Avatar, Krishna, the divine incarnations, they come with the light of wisdom and he shows the way. This is the way you go. So that we may not make any mistakes. Krishna was not only the charioteer of Arjuna, but also a friend, philosopher and guide. His message is eternal, living. If we make Krishna, Jesus or Buddha as your guide, their teachings will guide us. When Buddha was dying, Ananda, his attendant, asked, when you die, who will teach us? My teachings. My teachings will teach you. I shall live in my teachings. We hear, in the Gita, we hear God's message and see Him also. That is something unique. All this from chapter 1 to 10, we only listened what Krishna said. There is a saying, sometimes if you have two neighbors, one is rich, another is poor, the poor neighbor becomes jealous. Oh, you have so much money, so much affluence, luxury, and I am poor. So, this nose and ear, they are two neighbors. The ears heard 10 chapters of the Gita. The eyes say, I am very jealous of you. Now I like to see. That way I'm going to, that is the way the 10th chapter has started. Eyes want to see. That is the realm of mysticism. Do you know what? Nowadays people say that we heard enough, many sermons, we read enough. Now we want to see. We want direct experience. That is the vital point of religion. We want to experience, we want to see. That is the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita. We want to see. I was working on a book, so I was thinking, what title shall I give this book? So I said, Seeing God Everywhere. Then I thought, no, perhaps See God Everywhere. Let me put that title. Seeing God a little bit, a little remote. See God with open eyes, direct. Anyhow. So Arjuna listened and listened. We also listen month after month, year after year, all these sermons. Now a desire should come in our minds that we want to see God. What we see God's creation. We see beautiful trees, plants, mountains, oceans. We see desert, beautiful flowers, beautiful, wonderful, beautiful men, women, wonderful birds, beasts. This creation is really beautiful. Last weekend I was in San Francisco. So from my room I can see, from my bed, from my pillow, I can see the whole Golden Gate Bridge, the 4th floor of our monastery. I can see the bay, I can see the other side, the mountain range. Especially at night when all lights, line of lights are lighted on the Golden Gate Bridge, it is really beautiful. So from my bed I can see the beauty of San Francisco. So, a time comes in life, mind, intellect get tired, reading, listening, sermons. We want to see. We want to see, we want to experience God in our lives. When that hunger comes, those souls are blessed. Our eyes are accustomed to see Maya, but not God. The scientists, do you know what do they see? Through a microscope they see small, minute things which you cannot see with your open eyes. The astronomers go and see through the telescope, see various planets, stars, position of the unseen things which we cannot see with our open eyes. What is the outer space? We go with space shuttle through satellite. We see so many things. Whether there is water in the moon or in the Mars, we check those things through going through satellite. How does it happen? They're trained, their eyes are trained with these instruments. To see God, we need trained eyes. That is called Devachakshu, divine sight, that Krishna will give to Arjuna. With those eyes you cannot see me. I shall give you divine sight. That is called Jnanachakshu, knowledge eye, Manaschakshu, mental eye, Premachakshu, love eye, Antarchakshu, inner eye. There are many names of that eye, strange eye, through which you can see God. Another thing, which is really something, God created our senses with outgoing tendencies, so we see all external objects. But if you see the self, Atman within, you have to close your eyes. That whole the kingdom of heaven is within you. That needs training. There is a mantra in the Katha Upanishad as well as Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Na sandrishe tishtati rupamaisya, na chakshusha pashyati kasya nainam, rida manisha manasa viklipto, ya etad viduhu amritaste bhavanti. It's a beautiful verse. His form is not an object of vision. No one beholds him with the eye. One can know him when he is revealed by the intellect free from doubt and by constant meditation. Those who know this become immortal. Do you know what this God is? Nirgun Brahman. Brahman without qualities, without form. That you cannot see with your eyes. The God which Arjuna is going to see in this 11th chapter, Shogun Brahman. Brahman with qualities, with form. That you can see. How, Swami? Kena Upanishad says, Pratibodha Viditam. In every thought waves of your mind, you can feel the presence of God within. Ostiti upalabdebhya. You can experience it, osti. It exists. It exists. It exists. That is a realm of realization. Sometimes I think about yourself. Think that if God appears before you, what will you do? I remember when I was in Hollywood, one day I told them, they are talking about Samadhi and God vision. I told them, all right, let me tell you, you are lying down in bed. God appeared before you, what will you do? Perhaps Jesus or Ramakrishna appeared before you. You will be scared to death. You will call 9/11. Like, we cannot bear it. But Lord, in your picture on the wall, please stay there. Don't come near me. Even when Sri Ramakrishna gave the spiritual experience to Vivekananda, he cried out, "What are you doing, sir? I have parents at home." The whole world began to disappear from his mind. Before you have the experience, a spiritual experience, you need training so that you can bear that kind of experience. Even Sri Ramakrishna got fainted during his first vision. It is not easy to handle the vision of God. Do you know how it comes? You are a weightlifter. You cannot lift 600 pounds on the first day. 200, 250, 300, slowly, month after month, same weight, and slowly we increase the weight. One day you will be able to lift 600 pounds. Same thing in spiritual life. Every day you practice, so your system will be acclimatized or adapted to have that vision. Otherwise, all of a sudden you have a vision, you will be fainted. What is called Sri Ramakrishna Manji. It is in the scripture. Some people will die even within 21 days because you cannot hold it. If somebody 440 volt touch your body, what will happen? Instantly you will be electrified. Same thing happens. Tremendous power comes within. So before God's realization, train yourself. Let us see what Krishna says. Prarthana Pradarshan. I want to pray to see God, and God reveals Himself. In the 10th chapter, we read Krishna told about His vibhuti, His glory, His grandeur. I am here, I am there, I am this, I am that. Everything He says, I am in everything. Now, there, Arjuna was, Lord, you say that Ekanshena Sthidam Jagatam. One part of my body is this cosmos, this universe, all these beings, which is just one part of my body. So Arjuna is curious. I like to see that one part. The part you are talking about manifested this whole universe, all these worlds, and all these beings. I like to see that one. You have told me that you are the origin of this world, and the whole world merges in you. I like to see that form. Moreover, you said, I am the doer. I am the creator of this whole universe, and I give the result of the action of human beings. I want to know exactly what you meant. Drashtum ichchami. A desire has come to see. Please show me. Then again, Arjuna was a little bit apprehensive. If you think I am fit to have that vision, then only you show me. But you may disqualify me. No, you are not trained, you cannot see me. But you see, you said that you are God. Kurtum, akurtum, annathava kurtum. These three alternatives you can have. You can do it, you may not do it, or you can do something else. So if I am not ready, you can make me ready. That power you have. So I want to see your form. Very interesting way to he talked about it. Mannase yadi tat. Another thing interesting, you will have to understand. 18 million people at the battlefield. This side 7 million, the other side 11 million. Or they all blew the conscience. That means the war will begin. During that period, this Gita was going on. Nearly 2.5 or 3 hours waiting period. Wait. In between these belligerent parties, Krishna took his chariot. Arjuna asked Krishna, drive my chariots, let me see who has come to fight with me. He is the hero of the whole Mahabharata. So the Gita began. So, sometimes we think, why battlefield is a good place for these great teachings of the Gita? Why not in the shrine, in the retreat house, or in the temple? No. Battlefield is the best place to teach Vedanta. Why? Because if you go to the battlefield, you have 2 qualifications. First qualification is you have no attachment for home, family. You cut all of your attachments, otherwise you cannot come to the battlefield. Second, you have no fear of death. You know any moment you can die. So these are the 2 great qualifications. No attachment, no fear. So battlefield is the best place to teach and to learn Gita. That we find in this Bhagavad Gita. All right, now I shall start the text. That is the introduction. In the last chapter, Krishna says, wherever you find a great manifestation of energy, beneficial and uplifting humanity, know that I am present there. A portion of my own infinite nature is present in that particular event or person. Name of the chapter? Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. The vision of the universal form. Universal form. Let us see what Krishna says, Arjuna says, beginning. Arjuna Uvacha Madanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam Yat Tvayuktam Vachatena Mohayam Vigato Mama. By the supremely profound words of the subject known as spirituality that have been spoken by you out of compassion towards me, this my delusion is gone. Madhunugraha, out of compassion, you really love me. Arjuna, Krishna really loves Arjuna. Priyoshime. In the 18th chapter he says, do you know why did I say all these things to you? Because I love you. Panjavanam Dhananjaya. Among the Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya. He was very truthful, great hero. In his previous life, he was the incarnation of Nara. Nara and Narayana, God and Arjuna, both are companions in the previous life. So, I know you very well, even from your previous life, and I really want to tell you. Madhunugraha. Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful illustration. You see God by the grace of God, not by self-effort. Do you know how does it work? Sri Ramakrishna gave an analogy. At night time, whole city was full of darkness. The police sergeant came with a bullhorn light. With that light, he sees everybody, but nobody can see him. He is behind the light. He is seeing everybody in the city. But if you want to see him, you will have to pray to him. Hey, sergeant, police sergeant, why don't you turn the light on your face so that we can see you? So out of compassion, he may turn the light on his face, then only you can see. Sri Ramakrishna gave this illustration that God's vision comes by the grace of God. Grace. Madhunugrahaya paramam gujyam adhyatma sangitam. Do you remember that in the very beginning I was really confused? How? When I saw my grandfather, I saw my guru, and I was thinking I shall have to fight with them and kill them. No, I better leave. I will be a mendicant. I will be a monk. Monks are escapists like me, you know. They escape the world, but not really. So he wanted to be a monk. Krishna said, no, that is not your way. You do your duty. This is fighting against the injustice, unrighteousness. You will have to fight. So Adhyatma Sangitam. Do you know what is that Adhyatma Sangitam? Atma, Anatma, Viveko, Vishayam. In the second chapter, to eradicate Arjuna's confusion, delusion, Krishna talked about Atman, Nobody can kill the Atman. You are thinking you are the killer. You are not the killer. You are not the doer. God is the doer. God does everything. You be the instrument. In the end of this chapter, they will say, Nimitta matra bhava sabya sachin. Niyata sarveve. I killed already all of them. You just be the instrument and fight. If you do not fight, they will be killed. Amazing, amazing, this Bhagavad Gita. I now realize that it is your infinite self that manifests as this universe everywhere. This distinction between I and you, which is due to delusion, has vanished now. This is the Arjuna's confessing here. Moho, delusion of mind, is gone. In the 18th chapter also, Krishna will tell, Arjuna will tell, Nasto moha, my delusion is gone. Smriti labdha, I got by memory. I got back my memory. Tat prasadat maya chuta, hey Achyuta, hey Krishna, by your grace, I got back my memory and my delusion is gone. Gato sandeho, my doubt is also is gone. I shall do kurishya bachanam tava. Whatever you will ask me to do, I will do. He surrendered. He knew God is the doer. We are just the instrument. We are just like the puppets in the puppet show. You depend upon yourself. Take whatever the teacher has said. Think deeply about it. Come to your own decision and take the responsibility for your decision. That is mature manhood and womanhood. That is what Krishna wants. I am telling you the pros and cons. Now you make the decision. There are some people, if you make decision for them, if there is wrong, they will blame you. It happens sometimes. I remember there's a great saying of Socrates. One of his students came and said, Socrates, shall I marry? Socrates said, did not say anything. Why are you not talking anything? But if I say yes, then when we suffer, you will blame me. And if I say no, don't marry, you will also blame me. So let me be quiet. Then another person came, Socrates, shall I marry? Of course you must marry. And if marriage does not go wrong, if marriage goes wrong, you be a philosopher like me. His marriage did not go right. His wife beat him with a sugar cane, dumped dirty water on his head. He was a great philosopher, nor a Brahman, I do think. What can Guru do? I remember when during our convocation in our training center, our teacher told us, Principal Swami, learning has 4 quarters. 1/4 comes from the teacher, 1/4 comes from the student, 1/4 comes from the co-student through discussion, and 1/4 comes in the course of time. So don't expect more than 1/4 from me. That is that. Very interesting. Madhanugrahayo paramam gujya madhatma sangitam, a atma anatma vivek. That I got. What is real, what is unreal, what is atman, what is non-atman. My moha is gone through your words. Bhavapeyu hi bhutanam shrutau vistarasho maya. Tvattaha kamalapatraksho mahatmam opichabhyam. From yourself, O lotus-eyed one, I have heard at length of the origin and dissolution of beings, as well as of your inexhaustible greatness. Origin and dissolution. this whole universe came out of nothing or not. Buddhism or Buddhist philosophy will say from void. It comes from void, it goes to void. Shunyam, that is Buddhist words. You see, from void, from ye, ne cannot come, ne, ye cannot come. There must be something, otherwise something comes from something. Something cannot come from nothing. That is the logic. Hair never grows here, on the palm. If it grows, which is unusual, it doesn't. Spirit cannot come from the matter. Spirit comes from the spirit. This chair cannot come from any matter. Only a conscious being can create a chair. Without consciousness, there cannot be any creation. This is the Vedantic philosophy. Behind this creation, there is that cosmic consciousness, not matter. From that consciousness, this creation evolves. What is that consciousness? That consciousness is Brahman. When Brahman is endowed with Maya power, creation begins. That is the position of Vedanta. And then what happens? Yato va imani bhutani jayanti, jena jatani jivanti, jat prayanta visam vishanti, tad vijiggansasva, tad brahmeti. Taittiriya Upanishad says, from where this whole creation evolves, where it stays, and where it dissolves, that is Brahman. You see, the 2 pages of the book of life are missing. You do not know where you come from. You do not know where you will go. You only seeing 80 to 100 years of your life's time, that you see. You do not see the back and forth. Sometimes we think, those who believe that we came from nothing, this body came from nothing. It is impossible. Something. What is that something? That we must find out. Our source. We come from God. We go back from God. Go back to God. That is saying bhava, appayo. Bhava means creation. This birth, origin. Appayo means dissolution. You talked about it elaborately. Kamala patraksha. That is a very beautiful word. Kam means Atma, Gyan, knowledge. Ka, Swarupananda, Brahmananda. Manifestation of that Brahmananda, that pure bliss. Patate patanatrate iti patram. Who protects the birth and death, gives liberation. That is Kamalapatraksha. Another epithet of Krishna. Actually, Kamalapatraksha means lotus-eyed one, elongated eyes. That is a lotus leaf, lotus. I have seen, perhaps you may see the lotus leaf, at the back of the lotus leaf you will see like this. That is called Kamalapatraksha. Oh Lord, your eyes are like that lotus eyes, elongated, divine eyes. Divine eyes long. The yogi's eyes round, a little reddish color. Sri Ramakrishna said, there is a bull eyes, cat eyes, there are many kinds of eyes. There are some people's eyes, you see, very lustful eyes. If you read Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play, Sri Ramakrishna mentioned how many kinds of eyes. Tatta kamala patraksha mahatmam opicha bayam. Your inexhaustible greatness. You told me. Evam etat jathattam atmanam parameshwara drashtumichhami te rupam vaishwaram purushottama. So it is, O Supreme Lord, you have declared yourself. Still I desire to see your Ishvara form, O Supreme Person. Curiosity. I remember in a commercial, a girl put perfume in the here in the neck, and she was asking everybody, check the fragrance from here. But what is that? Curiosity. That is the name of a perfume, you know. So Arjuna has now curiosity. I want to see how real Krishna is. He is my charioteer. He is my friend. He is my cousin. He is my friend, everything. So, do you know how it works? When you go to a temple, first you go to the courtyard. Then you enter the gate. Then you went to the inner sanctuary. Then you see the deity, the image seated on the altar. So it is a step by step Arjuna is moving. And what Krishna, Arjuna saw, so we shall see Krishna through Arjuna's eyes. When you read the scriptures, you are not seeing, you are reading the scripture through the eyes of the saints who had the vision of God. That is the way it works. Tejobhi Sampanna Jnana Oishwarya Shokti Bala Birja Tejobhi Sampanna Ishwaram Vaishnavam Rupam. Shankara made that thing. What kind of form? In that form, Jnana, full of knowledge. Oishwarya, full of power. Shokti, full of strength. Bala, virility. Birja, Tej, light. It is a beyond description, the divine form that Arjuna is going to see. I am not satisfied, whatever you have spoken about yourself. I am not satisfied with hearing only. I want to see that universal form of yours. It is not enough to hear. It should be audio and visual. Both must be there. So Arjuna is very eager to see the universal form of the divine. In Sri Krishna's life, there are about 3 or 4 occasions when he showed his divine form. First, when he was a little child, he ate some mud in his mouth. So, his foster mother, Yashoda, pressed the child's mouth and was taking that mud out. So when she pressed Krishna, baby Krishna's mouth, she was overwhelmed. She saw the whole universe in that mouth, that little child's mouth. That is the first cosmic form of Krishna showed to his foster mother. And that time we see when he killed Shishupala, he took that cosmic form. 4 hands. One is conch, another is his discus, Sudarshan Chakra, mace, and lotus. 4-handed Vishnu, the Supreme Being, that form. Then again we see the same form in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He took his cosmic form. Another time also, when Devaki was conceived, Krishna appeared before her and told her that I am going to be born in your womb. He showed his cosmic form. But Swami, this mythology is all right. Does it have any scientific interpretation of God's form? Sri Ramakrishna mentioned it. This is the ocean of consciousness, Satchidananda. In that ocean, you will find there are some places quite cold. In those places, you will see it becomes ice. near the Alaska. All the time the ship cannot go to Alaska. It freezes the ocean. Part of the ocean freezes. Boat cannot go. Not that water means everything is liquid everywhere, not necessarily. So, Sri Ramakrishna says to the man of knowledge, it is liquid, no form. But to a devotee, God has a form. God, he can communicate. Well, if you are a devotee, you will see God. If you are a jnani, you will not see God. You will be one with God. That's Sri Ramakrishna said. It is, I do not want to be sugar. I want to taste sugar. That is the position of a devotee. He wants to taste God, see God, live with God, play with God. And if you want to be a jnani, boom, samadhi. You will be one with sugar. That Sri Ramakrishna said, a devotee, well, 3 persons went to take bath in the ocean. The stone doll took the bath, came out, no change. Cloth doll took the bath and soaked in water and fell on the seashore. And the salt doll went to take bath in the ocean and melted with the ocean. So jnani is just like salt doll, melts. And bhakta, devotee is just like cloth doll. They're saturated with that ocean water. And stone dolls are just like ordinary human beings. No, God does not enter there in their minds. मन्यसे यदि तच्छक्यं मया दृष्टुम इति प्रभो योगेश्वर ततमे त्वं दर्शयात्मनम अभयम. If, O Lord, you think me capable of seeing it, then, O Lord of yogis, show me your immutable self. You decide whether I am fit or not. If you think I am fit, please reveal yourself to me. It is up to you. I am surrendering myself to you. If you consider me fit to see that form, to be seen by me, if you think I am fit for it, then, O Master of Yoga, see the title. Sri Krishna is called Yogeshwara. Not only here, but also towards the last sentence of the Gita, the word Yogeshwara will come, when a God of the yogis. Please therefore show me your infinite form. This is the concept of yoga. Here, Master of Yoga means how did he make the one become many in this universe? Eko aham bahusyam prajayeti, I am one, I shall be many. God made himself many, billions of human beings. All are visible. God, reflected gods. Always please remember my illustration. Here is the sun, here are 4 billion cups of water. What do you see? You see 4 billion reflected suns. So all these human beings are reflected gods, according to Vedanta. All reflected, no sinners, reflected gods. Krishna made himself many. Sometimes, I once, Girish Chandra Ghosh asked Sri Ramakrishna, Sir, could you show your divine form? Sri Ramakrishna says, Dekhte cho nahi, Vishwas hobe na. Don't try to see my real form. You will not believe it. You see, if God appears before here right now, do you know what most of the people think? Oh, he is a magician. Oh, he is some kind of apparition. Or Even Christ's disciples, when Christ after resurrection was appearing, apparition. You will find in the Bible. They are thinking it's some kind of ghost. And I just read the Bible, those words are there. They couldn't believe it. Doubting Thomas was praising Christ's body, that whether the wounds are real or not. That's crucifixion. That's the reason he got the title, Doubting Thomas. We are most of the people are doubting Thomas, We doubt whether God exists or not. Sri Ramakrishna cautioned him. But he revealed himself in many people. I wrote that book, How to Live with God in the Company of Ramakrishna. There I mentioned how many forms Ramakrishna took and appeared before his devotees. As Rama, as Krishna, as Chaitanya, Kali, in various forms Ramakrishna appeared. Fitness. Once Swami Jyotisharananda asked Swami Brahmananda, Maharaj, if you think I am fit, will you give me my final vows, monastic vows? Brahmananda said, nobody is fit for monastic vows, but I shall give you the vows. Very few people are fit for the vows. So, first prarthana. In these 4 verses, Arjuna prayed to Krishna, please reveal yourself to me. Now Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Krishna says, Pashyame partha rupani shatasho ata sahasrasha nana vidhani divyani nana varna akritani cha. Behold, O son of Pritha, by hundreds and thousands, my different forms celestial, of various colors and shapes. It is amazing. The sages, saints, practice, austerities, months after months, year after years, life after life. Still they do not see God. And here Arjuna, at the battlefield, he is seeing God. If you want to see God, you will have to practice tapasya, austerity, discipline. Krishna agreed, which proves that Arjuna was a fit person, he is the fittest person, and he is a devotee and very faithful. The person you really love, you want to show, you want to give everything to that person. You do not hide. When there is hiding, secrecy, there is no real love. So Krishna really loves Arjuna, so he wants to show his divine form. Priyoshime, you are very dear to me. There was a monk in Rishikesh who was a disciple of Holy Mother. So another monk was coming to Jairambaji, so this monk told his friend, could you ask Holy Mother when I shall get the vision of God? So this monk came and he reported to Holy Mother. Holy Mother says, he has gone to Rishikesh and doing a little japa and meditation and demanding God vision. It will take a long time. You see, until your ego is completely gone, God will not appear before you. जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, जब हरि था तब मैं नहीं. When you say I, God is not there. When you say God, I is not there. As day and night never stay together. Where there is light, there is no darkness. There is no, and where there is darkness, there is no light. Light and dark never stay together. So God vision and ego It never stay together. Ego must dissolve. Our Portland Swami used to say, God vision and television never go together. I remember I used to tell one devotee in Santa Barbara, she was a very nice woman. Uncle, I'm you lazy? You want to realize God? Reclining my lazy boy chair, smoking cigarette, drinking coffee, watching TV. That is the way you want God. Exactly, Swami, that is the way I want God. Reclining on a lazy boy chair, smoking cigarette, drinking coffee, and watching TV, you want God. But that is the way I want God, Swami. Well, most people are like that. Pasya adityan boshun, pasya me. Pasya adityan boshun rudran vashino marutas tatha bahuni adrishta purvani pasya ascharjani bharata. Behold the Adityas, the Vashus, the Rudras, the twin Ashwins, and the Maruts. Behold, O descendant of Bharata, many wonders never seen before. First he says, Posha. Then, look. When Krishna says, look, Krishna realized that, no, he is not seeing. He is not seeing with his mortal eyes, these eyes are not seeing God. Look, for that reason he is trying to impart, wants to give that divine sight so that he can see. Behold, O son of Pritha. Arjuna, see my infinite forms. Behold, hundreds and thousands, different forms celestial, of various colors and of various shapes. Whatever can be expressed in language is expressed in these words, but it will be given in greater details as we proceed. So here Sri Krishna says, come and see. This Gita was reported by Sanjaya to blind King Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya gets this divine sight by the grace of sage Vyasa, Vyasa Prasadat. Next verse Krishna says, Pasya Adityan Boshun, Bharata. Adityas. There are 12 Adityas, 8 Boshus, 11 Rudras, 2 Ashins, 49 Maruts. These are all different forms of mythological gods and goddesses. So all those divine beings, Arjuna saw in Krishna's body. Yekastam jagat krishnam pasyadya sacharacharam mama dehi gudakesha jatcha anna drustum ichhami. See now, O Gudakesha, in this body of mine, the whole universe, centered in one, including the moving and non-moving, and all else that you desire to see. Sometimes this mantra comes to my mind from Mundaka Upanishad. Agni Murtha, Chakshasi Chandra Surjau, Desha Shrotre, Bhagvivetasya Veda, Padbhyam Prithivisha Sarvabhutantaratma. That cosmic being, his one eye is the sun, another eye is the moon. His breath is the air. His head is the Duloka, heaven. His whole 10 sides are his ears, Disha Srotri. His words are the Vedas. With his 2 feet, he encompassed the whole universe. That is the cosmic God. You know, when we think about it, you will get dizzy. That one's eye is the sun, another eye is the moon. How can I hug him? You will be in deep trouble. If cosmic God appears before you. God comes in a bit like my size. Swamiji, do you know what Swamiji said? Swamiji said, if a man thinks of God, thinks God is like human being. If a buffalo thinks there will be a huge buffalo. A lion thinks that God, so lion thinks that God is just like a lion, which is very common. We human beings, we think God should be the anthropomorphic God. He must be a human being, very nice, handsome, ever youth, all powerful. That is the way we imagine. Shagun Brahman is an object of meditation, but Nirgun Brahman, no. You cannot do. After saying this, Krishna realized that Arjuna is not seeing anything. Arjuna, do you know what is? I see Arjuna's vacant look. Phale drishti. Krishna is telling, he cannot see. Then do you know what Krishna says? Natumam shakyase drashtum anenoiva sachakshucha dibbam dadami te chakshu pasyame yogamoisharam. But you cannot see me with these eyes of yours. I give you divine or super sensory sight. Behold my supreme yoga power. When you have jaundice, what do you see? You see everything yellow. If you have red glasses, you see everything red. If you have blue glasses, you see everything blue. So this divine sight is just like that. When you have the divine sight, you will see God in everything. Krishna darshaner par Krishna darshan. Once you see God, you will see God in everything, in every being. Your whole inside will change. Quite often used to say, the master gave me that premier chakshu, love eye. So I see my beloved everywhere. In the gospel, there is another saying there. I do not know whether nobody experimented it. If you burn a frog, and with that ashes of that frog, if you put it as your collyrium on your eyes, you will see snake everywhere. I do not know if Sri Ramakrishna said that thing. He was illustrating how to see God everywhere, but this thing happens. And then he talked about Naba. Naba means jaundice. You will see everything yellow. Yatha yatha chokhu pade, tatha tatha Krishna sphure. Wherever my eyes fall, I see Krishna. I see God. That happens when once you see God. Dadami dibbam chakshu. That is a beautiful word. I am giving you divine sight. With this sight you can see me, not with your mortal eyes. You know, that when that inner eyes opens, the world changes. How do you see the world? You see the world through the five senses. You see through the eyes, you get the knowledge through the ears, through the nose you smell, through the eyes you see, and through the skin you touch. But if through meditation you will develop sixth sense, then the whole world will change. The world must change if you change. If you change, the world will change. You cannot change the world. You can change yourself. I cannot change you. I can change myself. But if you want to change, as Sri Ramakrishna says, if you want a spiritual color, then you will have to be spiritual. If you want to be worldly, you need worldly color. You be worldly. It is all depends upon each individual being, what you want. If you want worldly enjoyment, worldly things, you can have it. And if you want to be spiritual, if you want to see God, you can have it. It all depends upon each individual. But sometimes God's grace helps, that we find in this Gita. This chapter, you will see when Oppenheimer in New Mexico, when first experimented atom bomb, he quoted from the 11th chapter of the Gita. Kaloshmi Kamha, I am the Kala, the all-devouring time. I am born for this terrible destruction. This chapter was quoted by Oppenheimer after the experimenting the burst of the first atom bomb in New Mexico. So this Gita will help us to see the God's universal form. Even Arjuna will be shivering. So we shall train ourselves. We will anyhow. Up to this, we came up to verse 8. The first 4 verses, Arjuna's petition, prayer, please show me. And next 4 verses, Krishna will show. We will tell that I am giving you Jivasai, now you see. Then Sanjaya, the reporter, will tell that what he saw, how the thing was changing. It is a beautiful dialogue, you will find it. Thank you. Mukam karuti vachalam pungum langhayati girim yat kripa tamaham bandi paramananda madhavam. I bow down to all blissful Krishna, by whose grace the lame scale mountains and the dumb become eloquent. May Krishna be the guide of our lives. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.